Hello students, today we are going to learn a new topic, that is floppy disk drive. The floppy disk drive, also known as floppy or FDD, is the primary removable storage medium for a personal computer. The FDD, once called a mini disk, is the primary medium for getting information into and out of a microcomputer system. If you have two FDDs of different storage capacities, in DOS and Windows, the identifier used for the first floppy disk drive, the second floppy disk is designated as drive B. A floppy disk, often called a diskette drive in the PC world, is a thin, round, flat piece of mylar. It has an extremely thin coating of ferric oxide or magnetic oxide layer that is capable of storing magnetic fields, like thick recording tape. The read-write head in a floppy disk drive stores data on the disk by alerting the magnetic particles. Because floppy disks store information magnetically, any magnet can destroy the information on the disk. This means you should never allow your floppy disk near a magnetic paper clip holder, the telephone, a portable radio, or any other electronic device, and don't pin them to a filing cabinet with a magnet. Now, the advantage of the floppy disk is that it is removable and so can be used to distribute software to transfer data from one computer to another, or to backup files from a hard disk. But compared to a hard disk, floppy disks are also slower, offer relatively small amounts of storage, and can be easily damaged. The surface of a floppy disk is divided into tracks, sectors, and sides. Tracks, also referred to as cylinders, are concentric circles around the disk, and each track is divided into sectors. Tracks are numbered from 0 and can be a maximum of either 39 or 79 per side, 40 or 80 tracks. Sectors are numbered from 1 and there can be 8, 9, 15, 18 or 21 sectors per track. Sides are numbers 0 and 1. The first IBM PCs used a single-sided floppy disk drive. Not all of the sectors on a disk are available for the storage of data. The sectors on a floppy disk are assigned into 4 areas. Boot sector. On a floppy disk, it occupies the first sector, sector 1 of track 0. Side 0 contains a description of the disk format and boot strap loader to load the DOS operating system. Next is file allocation table. This is a record of the status of each sector of the data space. It contains an entry for each sector, and this entry indicates free, that is available space, bad sector, in use by a file. Next is the directory. The directory consists of 32-byte entries that keep track of the files that are saved off the disk. Data space, this is where the files were kept. A floppy disk is not like a cassette tape. Both use a thin plastic base material coated with iron oxide. This oxide is a ferromagnetic material. Means if you expose it to a magnetic field, it is permanently magnetized by the field. Both can record information instantly. Both can be erased and reused many times. Both are very inexpensive and easy to use. If you have ever used an audio cassette, you know that it has one big disadvantage. It is a sequential device. The tape has a beginning and an end, and to move the tape to another song later in the sequence of songs on the tape, you have to use the fast forward and rewind buttons to find the start of the song, since the tape heads are stationary. For a long audio cassette tape, it can take a minute or two to rewind the whole tape, making it hard to find a song in the middle of the tape.